Evening. Just going to do quickly part 2 of the fear video. So it's night time. I'm in the Cairngorms. I am in a kind of glen location. There's a lot of wind up high. On one side of me I've got mountains of 700-800 metres, and on the other side of me pretty much the same with a bit of snow on that side, not so much on this side. So my plan is to take myself tonight for no other reason at all other than to take myself completely out of my comfort zone. So what I'm going to do is I've got 2 head torches here. I've got about 8 to 10 hours of light, and I'm going to use one for the ascent all the way up. It's a flood, and this little wired one's a emergency should I need it. I'm going to climb all the way to the very top. I've identified a route, and I'm going to stick to that route religiously. It's a decent night. It's jet black. There's very little natural light. I'm just kind of off the road and no more. There is, yeah, I would say it's pitch black. So no moon, no stars. It's very cold, but there's no snow inbound. So I'm not expecting anything extreme other than wind and really cold conditions. And I reckon when I get 400-500 metres up, it'll be really cold. It'll be about 5 degrees colder again. So I'm going to travel light. I'm going to have a windproof kind of Gore-Tex outer, a thin layer underneath. I'm going to have my mitts on. I will have one single ice axe just for purchasing if I need to stick it, if I take a slip. And I'll be travelling really light. I've got a really lightweight day sack, and that'll be one warm bit of kit, probably my down jacket, some food and a hot flask. I'm not taking water or anything, I'm taking a flask of hot sweet coffee. I'll have a couple of gel sachets before I hit the hill, and I'll supplement myself every 45 minutes with something on the way up. So I'm going up all the way to the very top. I'm not going over, I'm not going left and right. I'm going to go right up the face of it. It's just over 850 metres. So I expect to probably get back down, I would say round about 11 or midnight. Yeah, it wouldn't be any later than that, and I'm doing it purely to take myself out of my comfort zone. I don't need to do it. There's no benefit at all other than for the growth of the channel, and this is out of my comfort zone. So this is not anything that's going to be enjoyable. There's not going to be one single thing about this enjoyable. It's very challenging, it's very steep, but not steep in an unsafe way, where it would be all fours like scrambling. It's just a straight incline all the way up, and literally I'm coming down exactly the same way. Might be a bit of bum sliding, might be a bit of pawing with the hands, you know, but I've recce'd it today. I've recce'd the map, I've recce'd the route, I've sat with binoculars, I've looked all the way up in the daytime, and I have memorised a lot of what I've seen. I know what to expect, you know, at different increments. There's a boulder field to the left, there's some scree slopes to the right, then there's a further boulder field above. So I know where not to go, and I've got a fairly good idea of what to expect all the way up. I'm doing it to take myself out my comfort zone. It's not going to be enjoyable. I'm not going to see a single thing up there other than directly what's in front of me, what the flood of the headlamp will show me. And it will be windy, it will be noisy, it won't be comfortable. I will be sweating, there'll be no breaks, it will be rapid, you know, 35, 45 second stops for fluids. And, you know, as literally as quick as I can get it out, the roll top day sack and straight back in, gulp, gulp, bite of a Mars bar, scoosh of gel, isotonic gel, and straight back up. And as soon as I get to the top, I will about turn immediately and come straight back down. Not enjoyable, not beneficial, might help ever so slightly with my fitness. It will help me sleep because I'll be knackered. And I've done a good bit today already, but this is a test. This is a mental test. It's not massively physical. It's purely in the head. I would say the absolute majority of people would be camped up, tented up in their bags as soon as it gets dark, and they don't mobilise again until it's light. So the tent's set up just off the road enough, away from traffic and, you know, the potential of any vehicle careering into it, which wouldn't be ideal. And again, you know, from up there, I can see miles up and down the glen. Be interesting to see the vehicles coming down with their lights and stuff on. And I'm just doing it to take myself out my comfort zone. What am I trying to overcome by this? Nothing that I haven't done before. I am trying to show you guys, the followers, that this is one of the steps that you would take to overcome a fear. Be it a fear of the dark, be it a fear of height, be it a fear of not being able to see things, i.e. sometimes when people are swimming in the sea, they've got the terrifying fear of what's beneath them. This will be the fear of stepping left or right and potentially, you know, you don't know what's there. Well, because I'll be sticking to a very specific route and I won't be deviating, and I'm not expecting any inclement weather or fog or clag, I've got a pretty solid plan in my head, and that's why I'm doing this. I'm not being stupid or foolhardy. I'm not wanting to tempt fate and injure myself. That would be ridiculous behaviour. No one wants to do that. So, as much as this is going to be very physically quite challenging on the way up, on the way down it's just uncomfortable and time consuming. And you've got to take your time because you've got the tendency to speed up on the way down, and that's when tumbles and falls. This incline is fairly, you know, there's bits of it that would look to the untrained eye borderline vertical, so yeah, I have to be careful there. And we'll see what happens. We'll take it from there. Farmer there pulling a trailer. So we'll take it from there and see how we go on. But I'm just going to set off in the next 15 minutes. Another gel sachet down my neck and get that buzzing around my system. Get my caffeine, and my energy levels are pretty decent and I'm feeling okay. I've had a stretch. I'm kind of good to go. My boots are on right, laces, everything's done, so I don't need to have to fix anything in the dark. No adjustments to be made. Kit will be strapped, everything will be on my back, you know. So I'm just going to do it, and I'll update later on. But yeah, I'm going to step out my comfort zone. I'm going to do something effectively with a blindfold on, because other than that head torch, it is jet black out there. You can't see a single thing. Nothing, not a star, nothing at all. So I'm going to get on with it, and hopefully this will appeal to a couple of people and maybe make you want to test yourself ever so slightly and take yourself out of your own comfort zones. Alright, so talk soon and wish me luck.